Introduction. The Constitution of India begins with the preamble. It is like an introduction to the Constitution. The preamble is an ornamental yet significant part of the Constitution. It contains noble ideals upon which the edifice of the Constitution has been built. It is also an embodiment of the principles in the Objectives Resolution adopted by the Constituent Assembly in the year 1947. The preamble sets the Constitution in a highly moral perspective. It embodies not only the spirit in which the Constitution was drafted, but also the ideals which the people of India wanted their country to realize. It contains lofty ideals which the framers of the Constitution have laid before the future government of India. The preamble indicates the source, the sanction, the pattern, the objects, and the contents of the Constitution. The objectives included in the preamble remained as guidelines for the framers of the Constitution and also for the future political leaders. The preamble helps us to understand the spirit or philosophy of the Constitution. It specifies the source of authority, the system of government, and the objectives to be attained by the political system. Hence, K. M. Munshi has called it the political horoscope of India. The text of preamble is as follows: We, the people of India, having solemnly resolved to constitute ourselves into a sovereign, socialist, secular, democratic republic, and to secure to all its citizens justice, social, economic, and political, liberty of thought, expression, belief, faith, and worship, equality of status and opportunity, and to promote among them all fraternity, assuring dignity of the individual and the unity and integrity of the nation. In our Constituent Assembly, this 26th day of November 1949, do hereby adopt, enact, and give to ourselves this Constitution. It may be noted that the 42nd Amendment of the year 1976 to the Indian Constitution added the words socialist, secular, and integrity to the existing preamble. The principles or ideas contained in the preamble may be explained as follows. Democratic Republic. The preamble begins with the words, We, the people of India. This makes the source of the Constitution clear. It has originated from the will of the people. In this sense, the Constitution has been framed, adopted, enacted by the people. Thus, it embodies the ideal of popular sovereignty. Further, the preamble declares India to be a sovereign, democratic republic. Before the attainment of independence, India was not sovereign because it was under the British Crown. But now it is sovereign, that is, free and supreme, both internally and externally. The Constitution, through the preamble, asserts that India is a democratic state. It establishes a form of government in which representatives of the people administer the government. The preamble has permanently committed the people of India to the political order or ideal of democracy. This entails adult franchise and periodical elections, both of which have been provided by the Constitution. The preamble also refers to the concept of republic. This implies that no monarch or king can be the head of the state in India. A republic is a state where the head is not a hereditary monarch but an elected one. By introducing the term republic, the preamble has eliminated the possibility of any individual becoming head of the state on the basis of hereditary rights. It is obligatory to elect the head of the state. Hence, the Indian Constitution provides for the indirect election of the president. In this manner, the Indian political system conforms to Abraham Lincoln's well-known definition of democracy as a government of the people, by the people, and for the people. It has been pointed out that India's membership of the Commonwealth of Nations is not compatible with her sovereignty, but in reality, this membership does not in any way take away from her the sovereign character. The Commonwealth is a voluntary organization of sovereign states based upon equality, friendship, and cooperation. The British Crown, which is the symbolic head of the organization, does not exercise any control over the government of the member states. Socialist secular. The 42nd Amendment has included these two words in the preamble. The Indian Democratic Republic has now a socialist and secular character. No doubt, these two concepts are a part of a constitutional system, as there are adequate provisions in this connection. But the 42nd Amendment has now asserted these principles by including them in the preamble. The Constitution of India aims at the establishment of a socialist pattern of society. India must create a society of social and economic equality. It must be a society which is free from exploitation of any kind in any aspect of life. The idea of secularism implies full religious fraternity is one of the four objectives of the Indian Constitution by the preamble is not merely the right of the people to secure redress from the courts of law. It implies the balancing of individual conduct with the general welfare of the society. Hence, the Constitution guarantees fair treatment for all in the social, economic, and political spheres of life. The preamble refers to A. Political justice, which implies universal adult franchise. B. Social justice, which implies absence of any kind of discrimination. And C. Economic justice, which implies equitable distribution of income and wealth among the people of India. Liberty, equality, and fraternity. Liberty is not only freedom from restraints and arbitrary actions of the governmental agencies or fellow citizens, it is a positive assurance of giving the individual every opportunity for his personality development. The preamble secures to all citizens liberty of thought, expression, belief, faith, and worship. The fundamental rights are guaranteed in Part 111 of the Constitution. Without equality, liberty is meaningless. Equality actually means equality of opportunity, equality before the law, and equal protection of the law. All these are secured by the preamble and other provisions of the Constitution. The preamble provides for equality of status and opportunity. The Constitution has made it illegal to practice discrimination on grounds of religion, race, caste, sex, or place of birth. Public offices are open to all. Untouchability has been abolished. Equality before law and equal protection of law are available as a fundamental right. The preamble refers to fraternity or the sense of mutual fellowship among all members of the society. The spirit of fraternity or brotherhood among all the citizens of the country is useful for the individual and also for bringing about national unity. Fraternity becomes meaningless without dignity of citizens. It is a positive assurance of giving the individual every opportunity for his personality development. The preamble secures to all citizens liberty of thought, expression, belief, faith, and worship. The fundamental rights are guaranteed in Part 111 of the Constitution. Without equality, liberty is meaningless. Equality actually means equality of opportunity, equality before the law, and equal protection of the law. All these are secured by the preamble and other provisions of the Constitution. The preamble provides fraternity or brotherhood among all the citizens of the country is useful for the individual and also for bringing about national unity. Fraternity becomes meaningless without dignity of the individual, unity and integrity of the nation. Hence, the preamble declares the ideal of fraternity, assuring the dignity of individuals and integrity of the nation. It strengthens the goal of national integration. Significance. The preamble shows that India is committed to the ideal of democratic welfare state. It must also realize socio-economic justice. Further, the whole of the Indian Constitution is an elaboration of the preamble. According to Chief Justice Hidayatullah, the preamble is more than a declaration. It is the soul of a constitution and it lays down the pattern of our political society. Although a few critics have regarded the preamble as a mere ornamental part of the constitution, it really serves an important process. It serves as a guide to the subcourts which have to perform the difficult task of interpreting the constitution. Whenever a controversy arises over constitutional law or when the meaning of a constitutional provision is not clear, the judges refer to the preamble to find out the intentions of the framers of the Constitution. To quote Hidayatullah CJ once again, the preamble of the Constitution is equally vital to our public politic. It does not make any grant of power, but it gives a direction and purpose to the Constitution which is reflected in parts 3 and 4. Kindly note, Part 3 deals with fundamental rights and Part 4 with directive principles. Although in earlier years the courts tended to regard the preamble as not a part of the Constitution, the position has changed. The Supreme Court, in the case of Ananda Bharati case of the year 1973, has held the preamble to be a part of the Constitution. Thus, today it is a part and parcel of the Constitution. It is a part which defines the basic structure, the Constitution, but cannot be tampered with, says Dr. Fadia. Of course, it may be amended as did the 42nd Amendment by the Parliament to perhaps improve it, but the basic principles and ideals enshrined in the preamble are unalterable. Thank you.